I'm going to take you to some of the very best art and antique auctions in Great Britain. You're going to meet the very best auctioneers in the country, and you're going to get a chance to pit your antique and art valuing skills against theirs. So let's start at Elstob and Elstob in Ripon. Hello and welcome to Beat the Expert, and it's David Elstob is the expert you have got to beat. Hello David.
Hi David.
Good. Elstob and Elstob here in glorious Ripon. We're going to show you three fabulous things, or rather David is. Now I haven't really had a chance to look at these things, so I'm going to be testing myself as well, but they're serious bits of kit, aren't they?
Some proper bits here.
Oh yes, he's not kidding. There are some proper antique bits here and proper money too, so keep your eyes peeled.
That's our silver jewellery and watches auction.
Okay, right. Is it mainly private stock?
Mainly, yeah. I would say 90% private.
Good. Okay.
We get a lot of stock from deceased estates and, and private collectors.
Yeah, okay, so fresh to the market, that's what we're looking for, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Okay, so the idea here then is David will give us all a description of each and every item. We're going to feature three, and then he'll give you his auction valuation, and then you'll watch David sell them on the rostrum. Let's see how good he is.
No
right?
pressure.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see how good he is at valuing these things. But more to the point, it's going to be really interesting, I think, to see how good the viewers are, to see if they can beat David Elstob, the expert.
Budding auctioneers out there.
Budding auctioneers.
Budding collectors.
Yeah, and experts,
yeah.
Exactly. So what we'll do is we'll get the auction estimate, then you'll watch it sell, but make your comments down below. Tell us how much you think each item is going to make and see how close you can get to the final hammer price. It's a simple thing.
Yeah.
It's a simple game.
Concept.
Whether you know antiques or not doesn't matter. David's going to tell you everything you need to know. So I think we're going to have to save that one till last. I mean, that's the elephant in the room, but we'll come back to that. Three objects. Object number one.
Well, since we're having a cup of tea, we should start with the teapot, really, shouldn't we?
Go for it. Tell us about the teapot.
I mean, it looks like a fairly standard Georgian silver teapot.
Yeah.
It's classical engraving on it. What makes it a bit unusual is that it's York.
Right.
And York is, of the provincial towns, it is probably the most collected.
Okay.
What is even rarer is that it actually has the York town mark on it.
Now, what's the difference then? Because
a lot of York silver doesn't actually have the town mark on it.
Right. Okay.
It is identifiable by the maker's marks.
Okay.
So to have the maker's marks and the town mark,
that's interesting.
It just takes it up a level.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, if it were a London teapot of this period,
yeah,
straightforward London teapot, you'd probably be 400 to 600, 500 to 700, that area.
And what? I mean, it's Georgian, quite obviously.
It is.
What is the date?
It was 1790s.
1790s.
Yeah.
So George III, Mad King George, my favourite George III. George III is my favourite Georgian. Actually.
The Great George.
The Great George. He really was a great George.
Yeah.
There's four Georges. George III was actually the nicest of the bunch. Yeah. They all hated each other, by the way, but that's another story. But George III, I know he went a bit mad, but he was lovely. Classic time.
Lovely clean set of marks which collectors love. They like clean marks, crisper marks. And it's in good condition. The hinge, not a lot of play in the hinge or anything. It's in good order.
Original engraving?
Dead right.
Yeah.
Dead right. It's just a good all-round thing.
Now tell me about the hallmarks. You say they're nice and clear and crisp. So why are they clear and crisp compared to others?
Quite simply, they haven't been over-polished.
There you go. There's a top tip. Do you want to give the top tip?
I mean, it's one of the worst things you can do, really, is over-polish silver. Let it build up a natural patina.
Exactly.
All silver should have a lovely, soft, natural patina to it.
Yeah, nice mellowness to it.
It does put people off when they have worn hallmarks.
Yeah, it does. Of course it does.
They do not like it.
So that's a really good top tip there, David, isn't it? Seriously, if you've got silver at home, don't over-clean it and really try and avoid the hallmarks.
I mean, the marks are so clear on this that I don't need a loop to identify them.
There you go. So this has come from a private house?
From a private collector who's gradually selling off his collection.
Sure. Okay.
Slowly but surely.
And the wood itself?
Do we know it's a mahogany or something? Is it probably?
It'd be a fruit wood.
It'd be a fruit wood.
Be a fruit wood, I think.
Okay.
Of that period.
That would be normal then, wouldn't it? A
yes.
fruit wood. Okay, and that's that's to insulate the hand from the heat.
That's pinned onto sockets which are in good order. Often these split. These are what we call the sockets.
Yeah.
Sometimes they split where the pins go through, but they're in good order. There's a little crack in the handle there, but just through dryness in the timber, it's natural.
Perfectly acceptable.
Yeah.
220.
It's got some crests engraved on it, so it's probably been. I don't know who the crests are for, but it's probably been quite a grand family at one point.
Well, I mean, the height of tea drinking. I mean, tea in the early part of the 1700s was an absolute fortune. You know, like 1 teaspoon equated to a single, 1 week's wage of a servant girl. That's right. 1790, to make a pot of tea for you and I out of that, I reckon in today's terms would have probably cost 50 quid, 70 quid. That's how important these things were.
And that's why the tea caddies had locks on them.
Exactly. Exactly. If you were working as a servant in a house, you would want to nick the tea. You would, wouldn't you? Exactly. So, you know, we take tea for granted. Look, we're drinking tea. I mean, what's this, Yorkshire tea?
Yes,
Always.
Yorkshire tea.
Well, we're in North Yorkshire, David's county here, just in the lovely cathedral town of Ripon. I mean, it's beautiful out there,
town.
actually. It's beautiful. Yorkshire tea. Now, this has probably cost you, I don't know, 2 or 3 pence per cup. This is why we take tea for granted. The original owner of that teapot adored tea, and it was very important. And the whole ceremony of drinking tea was important. And it was a real show-off thing, wasn't it, to the neighbours?
Yeah, the tea table would come out from the side of the room. Yeah. The caddy would be brought in. Yeah.
It'd show off. It's beat the Joneses, isn't it?
Major event.
Major event. Okay, so you reckon 400 to 600 if it was London?
If it was London or something like that, Sheffield, I think it would be around that area. I think because it's York and it has a York town mark on it. Okay. I think it's going to be 1,800 to 2,000, that area. Right. And what is the estimate? Around 1,800 to 2,000 pounds. Right. That's it. That's the auction estimate. Yeah. Wow. What a difference that makes, David. I mean, seriously, that's shocking, isn't it? But you don't see a lot of York silver around. Okay. So rarity, desirability, quality, and condition. It's all there. So David Elstob and Elstob going into sale, 1,800 to 2,000 pounds. How wrong is he? How right is he? Let us know in the comments down below. We're going to watch David sell it right now. See how close you can get to the final hammer price. Fingers crossed. Shall we wish him luck? Yeah, I might need it. Yeah, you'll need it. Here we go. Good luck, David. Thank you.
Okay, here we go. A very rare teapot indeed. Remember, made in York. So David reckons it'll sell between 1,800 and 2,000. See if your valuation is nearer to the hammer price.
£1,300, 1,300 bid for the York teapot. At £1,300, 1,400 I'll take. At 1,300 bid, 1,400 next, 1,400, 1,500 bid, 1,500 bid, at 1,500 bid, 1,600, 1,600 bid, at 1,600 bid the teapot, at 1,600, I see 1,700 next, at 1,600, 1,700 bid, at 1,700 bid, 1,800 next, at 1,700 bid, then we all going to finish the York teapot then at £1,700, all done.
There you go, sold £1,700. How close were you and what did you think of the teapot? Let us know in the comments down below. Let's move on.
Right, welcome back. Let us know, how did you do? And what did you think of David Elstob's performance on the rostrum? Be kind, please. Don't expect kindness here, David. Brutal honesty. Right, okay, that was item number 1. What's item number 2?
Rare thing, this.
Okay.
It looks pretty innocuous. Yeah.
Looks like the kind of medallion I've seen you wearing on a Saturday night. I could tell a tale or two.
Shh. It's a wonderful, quite rare badge, Georgian badge.
Oh, we're having a Georgian fest. Which George is it?
George III again. He's our favourite, so I thought we'd include him again. Hallmarked in London. Right. In 1797. Now you've got an elephant on the front. What's all that about? It's for the Cutler's Company. The Cutler's Company? The Cutler's Company. So it's a livery badge for a member of the Cutler's Company. So makers of cutlery? Yeah. Simple as that? Yeah, simple as that. In solid silver. Why would they get a medallion like that? It's a good question.
Yeah.
I'm not sure the reason why, you know.
Well, he's the expert. He doesn't even know the answer to that.
I just know it's very rare.
Okay, you see, we do film these completely unprepared.
Yeah.
There is no practicing here. So if you know why...
Let us know, please.
Yeah, do
I'd
let
like
us
to
know. I mean, seriously, this business is all about learning all of the time.
Absolutely.
And so Georgia III,
Yeah.
solid silver.
Solid silver, lovely engraving on the back.
What's it say?
To William Dickinson, livery, 19th of October, 1797.
I love that, when you can date it literally to the day.
Lovely. And a bit, we talked about the York teapot earlier, and this is the same. You know, we've got some lovely raised decoration with the elephant in the middle there, the insignia of the company. And it hasn't been over polished. It's still got a good definition to it.
You can see that, can't you? I mean, it almost has a bit of a leaded look to it, doesn't
it?
It's
nice patina. It's
is
what
that
you
good?
Want. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the marks, again, are clear. It's quite a rare silversmith, actually. It took us quite a while to pin him down. John Bassingthwaighte.
Never heard of him.
No. We had to go through some of our very old textbooks, actually. The internet couldn't let us down in this one. We had to go to the books.
Really?
Yes.
Really? The traditional way?
Traditional way.
There you go, but that took some time.
It did.
Bassingthwaighte.
Bassingthwaighte, John Bassingthwaighte.
Anybody know anybody called Bassingthwaighte? That's a very unusual name, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so quite an important thing. So
it just hits a couple of collecting areas. You know, there are people who collect badges, and then it just hits silver collectors in general.
Now, what's the relevance of the elephant?
That was the company's insignia.
Okay, so this is a trade organisation, is that right?
Correct.
Okay, so comparable to today, how can we...
What's it comparable to?
What would it be comparable to? Is there a guild of master craftsmen?
You could, the one that springs to mind, you could say the Masonic emblem which you see on items.
Right, okay, so it's a private group.
Yes.
Invitation only. You get there through qualifications and years of experience. And we don't really know why this fella got this thing, but he just got it, and it's rare, and you love it.
I love it. I mean, it's the first one I've come across in 20 years of auctioneering.
Well, there you go. There you go. It's rare, because you see a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I have found a few others which have sold in auction.
Yeah.
But
go on, what's the estimate?
We think it's going to make probably 1,500 to 2,000, that area.
Right, that's a lump of an estimate.
But just a lovely thing.
Okay.
It just gives me a bit of joy. There's this one.
Does it? Okay. And private trade. Private.
Yeah.
Okay. So it hasn't been seen on the market for a while. And how important is that when something is fresh to the market?
Oh, it's everything. This is a market which is generally starved of fresh property. And if we can find some fresh property, the market tends to react to it.
Okay, good. Is it a local find?
Down in the Midlands.
Right, okay, so your net is spreading.
We have a wide net.
You do, yeah. That seemed a bit sinister, that we have a wide net. But you do, you're all over the UK.
Well, all over, UK.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, 1,500 to 2,000.
Yeah.
That's the estimate. We're now going to watch it sell, but the important thing is, how much do you think it's going to sell for? Put your estimates down below. See if you can get closer than David Elstob here. So good luck. Here we go. David is about to jump on the rostrum. Go for it, David.
Thank you.
Well, this is going to be interesting. I've never seen one of these before. It's a rare thing. David values it at £1,500 to £2,000. But get involved. Let me know, what do you think of that valuation? How much did you think it was worth? And what do you think of the badge? Would you buy it?
1,200, 1,300, 1,400, 1,500, 1,600 bid, 1,600 bid, 1,600 bid the livery badge, 1,600, receive 1,700, at £1,600, at 1,600 bid, then we all going to finish. Fair warning, selling at £1,600, all done.
Well, he's doing pretty well so far, that David Elstob. The estimates are pretty well bang on. But how close were you to the hammer price? Right, final object. And talking about elephants, here is the elephant in the room. Get ready for this.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you fared well with that last slot.
Yeah.
Perhaps better than I did.
Right, come on then. We've been saving this big beauty till last.
I need two hands to pick this up.
Yeah.
Fabulous thing.
I assume it's solid silver.
Solid silver.
My goodness me. Okay. Wowza, that's going to be a lot of money. Okay, so listen very carefully. Go for it, David. What on earth
I'm
is it?
smiling just holding it.
Are you really?
It's
It really gets you, doesn't
thing.
it?
Wonderful thing. Yeah, we've got an amazing Victorian silver tankard, solid silver, made by the Barnard brothers, London silversmiths. Very good silversmiths with the Barnards. I think the hallmark on this is, just check, London 1895 is the hallmark. And this wonderful heavy gauge tankard with a fabulous gilt interior.
That's me.
It's fabulous.
That is
thing.
serious. I mean, it looks like it has never been drunk out of. I don't think it would have been.
The
would
gilding and interior is just amazing.
Yeah, there's no wear there, is there, on the gilding?
No.
I mean, how easy is gilding to wear?
Oh, yeah.
You look at it and it wears off.
Yes.
Yeah.
It just in your hand, it just wears. But again, lovely clean set of hallmarks, and this lovely cast scene running around here in high relief. I mean, it's kind of a centimetre deep.
It's ridiculous.
This kind of hunting scene, stag hunting scene, and the cover's got this wonderful acanthus leaf border and the arms in the middle.
I mean, there is no expense spared here,
Oh.
David. And what's it all about? Is it commemorative?
It's a copy of what's called the Lee tankard,
Never heard of
which
it.
was made for the Saddlers Company of London.
The Saddlers Company. What is the Saddlers Company?
It's a nowadays a non-for-profit organisation focusing on saddlery, equestrianism.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
Ah, interesting. Anything to do with horses always has been a market which is positively bulging with money. Was then, is now. Because in those days, I mean, this is pre the mass sort of motor car era, although there were motor cars, but people who had a horse generally had money because horses were very expensive to run, like cars, like an executive car today. And so, you know, if you were just an ordinary person, you wouldn't have a horse. So if you had lovely horses and lovely saddles, then you'd be paying lots of money for your horses and your saddles. And so those people that were creating the things that go on the horses were probably making good money. It's a very good career to be in. So this is a bit similar to the medallion that you talked about a moment ago, really, isn't it? Who would it have been given to?
Well, we know who it was given to. It's got some fabulous engraving on the underside of the cover here.
That's fresh, isn't
Beautiful.
it? That's fresh.
And it just reads, in commemoration of the charter granted by Richard II to the Saddlers Company, 1395.
Wow.
And then it was presented to Richard James Nichols, past master, in 1895.
Past master.
So I mean, what a gift.
Okay, serious bit of kit. It's going to be serious money, so get your thinking hats on. David?
Lovely to drink from.
I tell you what, can I just have a feel of that? I mean, there's no skimping.
It's as good as it gets.
What is the estimate?
6,000 to 8,000.
6,000 to 8,000 pounds. If you had the money, you would, wouldn't you? I would. I would buy it. I have nothing to do with horses.
I don't think you'd ever lose money on it.
That's it. Investments.
Yeah.
I think certain things, I mean, art and antiques have always been investments in the long term.
long
I mean,
term.
we have dips with Georgian furniture and that kind of thing. But yeah, no, I see that as a good investment.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Better than money in the bank. Okay, hit us again. How much?
6,000 to 8,000.
6,000 to 8,000 pounds. Over to you. This is your last chance to perform if you've done miserably so far. Okay, David, over to you. We're going to watch you sell it, but let us know how much you think it will sell for, and we'll be back in a second. Good luck.
Thank you.
Okay, here we go. 6,000 to 8,000 pounds is David Elstob's estimate. Let me know how much you think it's really worth. And interestingly, would you buy it if you had the money? And if you did, where would you put it? What would you do with it?
With interest, I'm going to start you on the book at 4,800. I'll take 5,000 for it. 4,800 bid. I'll take 5,000 for the tankard. 4,800 bid. I'll take 5,000 next. At 4,008 bid, 4,008, 5,000 bid, 5,000 bid, I'll take 5,500, 5,500 bid, 5,500 bid to receive 6,000. At 5,500 bid, 6,000 I'll take next. At 5,500 bid then we all done to receive 6,000 anywhere. At 5,500 then we all done finish. At 5,500, all done.
Wow, £5,500. How close were you to the final hammer price? Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget there's commission on top of all of these prices. But what a thing. If I'd had the spare money, yes, I would have bought that purely as an investment. What about you? Let me know.
Well, there you go. How did you do? 1 out of 3, none out of 3, 3 out of 3. Let us know. Be honest in the comments down below. Thanks, David. That was great.
Thank you very much.
I mean, serious bits of kit there.
We're extremely lucky. They're fabulous things.
And you're in a good location, North Yorkshire. You get a good catchment area.
We do, a good immediate catchment area, but we pull in from all over the UK.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Well, we're going to come back with some more interesting things.
We
As
are.
good as?
I think so.
Okay, very good. Thanks for watching. Do let us know in the comments down below how you did. So from me, David Harper, till next time, cheerio. And from...
Thank you from David Elstob.
Cheerio.